Towson, Gobriel, and Callahan. Next goal wins. Winning team to championship weekend. Callahan punches it ahead. Callahan over to the wing. Loose ball rolling toward the sideline. Can he keep it in bounds? Virginia out of the scrum. And the Cavaliers able to get it back after Johns Hopkins face off. And now Virginia turns it over. Blue Jays had their 23rd turnover. Virginia coughs it up for a 17th time. Virginia's never led in this game. The Blue Jays jumped out to a 4-0 lead. No hidden ball trick that Virginia would fall for. Peshko's got it, near side.
Hopkins now will be sitting on a timeout.
Peshko at 4 against Virginia in March. Collison has 2 overtime game winners this season, 16 in white. Melendez, 4 goals today. Melendez turned back.
Collison's been the guy all season long.
And he's got it. He had the game winner against Lehigh last week. Clutch Collie down the alley. Back to Angeles. Angeles turns the corner. Kastner recovers. Now it's Bauer. Shot clock inside of 30. Peshko with the short stick matchup. Trying to bully Chismar. Peshko missed the cage. Melendez closest to the ball. When it went out, 19 to shoot. 2:41 to go. Overtime number 1. Tied at 10. Blue Jays have a timeout. A chance here for Hopkins. Morris, the biggest save of the game for Virginia. Weyer snags the rebound. Let's see if Virginia calls timeout or if they push. Shellenberger, a calming force. 3-time first team All-American.
He looks fresh, and I think they just need to give him more real estate, more space. They're crowding the goal too much. They need to set up the crease higher.
They've got Peshko trapped on defense with Chismar. These two are tangled near the crease. Now Chismar setting the pick. Shellenberger over to Millen. 3 goals, 3 assists for the Dynamite freshman. Zulik, the veteran, hounding McCabe Millen. Hopkins crowd wanted a warding off. Now Griffin shuts. Back up top, Shellenberger. Steps into one. Bounce shot is well wide. Back up to Boyden and Virginia. 20 to shoot. 90 seconds to go in overtime. Next goal wins. Boyden's got a hat trick today. Aviles stick checked it away. Loose ball. Blue Jays have it. Aviles with a huge play.
Ten-man, empty net.
Virginia still riding. Joronsky tiptoes the sideline. He lost it. Hopkins can't clear. We're going to get a push on Virginia. Shot clock reset. And the Blue Jays can pretty much hold for a final possession. Timeout, Peter Milliman. Shot clock resets to 80, 1:06 to go. And this Johns Hopkins offense and John Crawley, their offensive coordinator, will try to draw up the play that sends the Blue Jays to championship weekend for the first time
Guys cramping
since
up.
2015.
Joronsky running for his life. Millen tries the over the head. The ball's loose. There's no reason for Kastner to make contact with Joronsky. The ball was already out of his cross right here. As soon as he sees his ball pop out, he's got a layup. It's not worth it. And he actually got lucky that that was not called unsportsmanlike conduct or a cross-check to the neck area. This game requires you to make quick decisions. Jays catch a break there.
In crunch time this season, it's been 16 for the Blue Jays. Matt Collison, back-to-back games, Penn State and Ohio State in the regular season. Collison, the walk-off.
Had a big fourth quarter against Virginia down at Klockner. Played really well last week in the late stages against Lehigh. What he can do because of his size, is shoot through defensive pressure. So you think you're in a good spot. You may be on his hips or on his ribs, but he's riding you closer and closer to the goal, and he gets to 12 or 10, and he can shoot right through defensive pressure without the double team showing up on the scene.
We have saved the best game of this NCAA tournament for last here in the quarterfinal round. Championship weekend is next week in Philadelphia. Notre Dame, Denver, and Maryland have reserved a spot. Today's winner in this game joins them. Two storied programs with a long playoff history. And this will be decided in OT. Hopkins has done the hard part, which is get the ball in the offensive half. Peshko out to Angeles, who's got 5 assists. Angeles gets free. Kastner fell. Peshko wanted Melendez, who couldn't handle the pass. Comes back to Bauer. There's Melendez. He has it knocked away. Loose, rolling toward the end line. Ware, who else, gobbles up the ground ball.
Circle to your goalie. Wow, that's terrific defense by the short stick defensive crew.
20 seconds to go. Terenzi, dislodged. Hopkins wins it back. Unsettled. This could be it. Angeles, 10 seconds. Slams on the brakes. Why? 5 seconds. Melendez inside. Morris eats it up. Double overtime. Now the Blue Jays did not have another timeout. It looked like it set up for an unsettled chance, and Angeles stopped.
Tell you, both of these teams physically and emotionally drained after the tension, the pressure, and the playmaking of this quarterfinal game. Here's the failed clear. You don't want to clear it up the backside because suddenly you run yourself into a double team. At this stage, if you know the clock, you're Hopkins, maybe you're a little more aggressive. But everybody looks like they're gassed. No one wants to sprint. There's a lot of jogging going on. Smart shot by Melendez. Going for the one-handed wraparound shot. Give Morris, the goalie who's entered into this game in the first quarter when Virginia was down 4-0. Give him credit. He matches up stick on stick. He stays true to his reads, and he snuffs that out. That ball was on goal and would have gone between the goaltender's legs.
Kyle Morris, the redshirt freshman from Baltimore, got a lot of meaningful reps this season. He's played in 10 games in the regular season. He played the final 3 quarters when Matthew Nunes was pulled against Duke. In the ACC semifinal, he took over for an ineffective Nunes in the 3rd quarter against Notre Dame. He's seen elite shots from elite teams this season, and he hasn't had to be spectacular, but he's kept Virginia in this game when it looked like early on this could be a Hopkins runaway. Double overtime here at Towson. Catch your breath. Blue Jays haven't scored in 20 minutes and 37 seconds. They had a 10-7 lead going into the 4th quarter. Virginia tied it. The last of those goals for Virginia, the 10th and the equalizer, had to be reviewed. Perhaps questionable. The ruling was McCabe Millen. If he was in the crease, there was not enough evidence to overturn the call. The goal stood. We're tied at 10. Callahan and Gobriel to face off. Callahan flips it forward. Ooh, it hit the ref. Ball is still loose. Hopkins had possession, bodies flying. And we're going to get a loose ball push on Virginia. Blue Jay ball. First time that an NCAA tournament game has gone into double overtime since the Duke-Virginia semifinal in 2019. Ian Laviano won that in overtime for UVA.
Collison, 16 and white. he's got to be dealt with.
Dylan Bauer, senior from Utah. Angeles over to Degnan. Comes behind the cage. Melendez. Defended by Schroeder. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. A chance here. Peshko's shot deflected. Out of bounds. It stays with Hopkins. 24 seconds on the shot clock.
If you're the Blue Jays, you just want to get this defense in motion. Somebody draw a double team, and then great things will happen. Make Virginia slide, rotate, and recover.
Collison has it. Blue Jay hero this season. The sophomore from Canada gets it back. Lost it. It's on the ground. Schroeder and Virginia dump it ahead to Shellenberger. Virginia now will wait for its offensive personnel.
That's defense, huh? Virginia digging in. Guys are just gassed, walking, jogging off the field.
Under Lars Tiffany, Virginia 12-2 in the NCAA tournament. Looking for a fourth trip to championship weekend in 5 years. And maybe the greatest player in the history of the program has the ball in his stick, Connor Shellenberger.
He looks fresh. Virginia wants to talk this one over.
Timeout, Lars Tiffany.
Chase Yeager, Noah Chismar, the two midfield defenders for this Virginia defense. Paul Ben Wayer doing a good job. See Yeager, little poke, extends his stick as Collison brings that ball back in front of him, and good things happen. Kind of a simple little slap or poke check as Collison gets a little too close and a little sloppy.
Quint, Virginia's defensive midfield, at times they've struggled this season. Not today.
Not today, not today.
Yeager, who had 3 caused turnovers last week, making a huge play. 1:54 left. Overtime number 2.
And
the winner the championship weekend.
And he's that 4-game losing streak for Virginia, giving up 18, 18, 11, and 18 in ACC play. And Lars Tiffany said, we got to get back to basics on defense. A, that's playing the ball square. B, it's cleaning up our crease defense and rotations and recovery. Again, if you're Virginia, you've leaned on set pieces off of timeouts all season long. If you're familiar with soccer, you know what set pieces are. For lacrosse, they're set plays. Someone's going to carry, maybe flip, toss. You're going to see an off-ball pick and some ball reversal, and you're going to try to use deception, people, and ball movement to create a high percentage shot, like basketball, perhaps.
Chase Erlin has been sublime in goal for Johns Hopkins. What's he thinking right now?
He's done the training. You just take a deep breath. Choose love over fear, Anish. You love these moments. That's why you play the game.
Here is Shellenberger against Smith. Wheels down the alley. Changing direction. Left hand! Shelley wins it for Virginia! The Cavaliers in double overtime, and they're headed back to championship weekend! With the final tally of the game in double overtime, Virginia has its only lead of the afternoon.
Here's your Tuartan moment. I thought he showed fresh legs in the fourth and overtime, and all he needed was space change of direction, works up the hash, and then snaps that to the near side high spot, which is such a difficult save for a right-handed player. Again, Smith's in good position here. He kind of overplays him at goal line. Right there, he overplays him. Shellenberger can't score a goal from behind the net. You've got to trail the back hip of the offensive player. He over-pursues. Shellenberger then beats him top side and snaps that to an impossible location for the goaltender to save. Of all the games, of all the moments in Connor Shellenberger's career, that one resonates the most.
The best players shine when the lights are brightest, when the pressure mounts, and when it's the biggest stage.